In my previous video, I discussed how do we find the x-intercepts for a given quadratic function. In this video, we are going to learn how do we find the y-intercepts for a given quadratic function. So first, let's understand what do we mean by y-intercept. So y-intercept is nothing but the point where the graph of the quadratic function crosses the y-axis. Okay, as it's on y-axis, it means the x-coordinate is going to be 0. For instance, if we consider this graph, so this is our graph of our quadratic function. Okay, here this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, where we are nothing but plotting the function f of x. So the point where this graph is intersecting the y-axis is called the y-intercept. So this point C is the y-intercept. So in this case, we write the y-intercept is the point 0, 3. Okay, so it is this distance. Okay, so we can also say y-intercept is y equal to 3. Now, it's not always necessary that we will have the graph of the function. Suppose we don't have the graph of a given function. Then how do we find the y-intercept? Okay, so as you can see, y-intercept is a point on the y-axis. So what do we have here? We have x is equal to 0 on this line. Okay, so this is what we are going to use when we have to find the y-intercept. So what we'll do, we set x equal to 0 in the given equation and then solve that equation for the value of y. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose you have this example where you have to find the y-intercept and the equation of the graph is y equal 3x squared minus x. Okay, so based on the steps, what we have to do, we have to set x equal to 0 first and then solve for y. So writing down our equation, y is equal to 3x squared minus x. So what we are going to do here, we have to set x equals 0. So it means in this equation, wherever we see x, we have to replace it by 0. So what that gives you? It gives us 3 times 0 power 2 minus 0. When 0 multiply any number gives you 0. So this gives us the y-intercept as 0. Yes, it is possible that the y-intercept of a function is 0. Okay, let's take another example. And in that example, let's find both the intercept, x-intercept as well as the y-intercept. I hope you remember how do we find the x-intercept. So for finding the x-intercept, what we are doing, since x-intercepts are the points which lie on the x-axis, so here the value of y is 0. So we will set y equal to 0 and solve it for x. And for y-intercept, we set x equal to 0 and solve for y. So let's do it in this example. So in this example, we have to find both x and y-intercepts for this given function. Okay, so let's do it one by one. So for x-intercepts, what we will do, first we will set y equal to 0. So when we set y equal to 0 in this equation, we get 0 equal x squared plus 5x plus 6. Rewriting it in the other form means changing the left and right side. This is our given equation. And we know that we can solve this by using the quadratic formula. Okay, so for quadratic formula, let's first find out the value of a, b, and c. So a being the coefficient of x power 2 is 1. B the coefficient of x, which will be 5. And c the coefficient of the constant term is 6. Then in the quadratic formula, we need this discriminant b square minus 4ac. So we have the value of b as 5. So 5 power 2 minus 4. A is 1, C is 6. So which on solution gave us 25 minus 24. That is 1. Now using this in the discriminant, using this value of discriminant b square minus 4ac in the quadratic formula, what we get? X equal minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. So when we substitute the values here, what we get? X equal minus, we have, so x equal minus b. What is the value of b? B is 5. Plus and minus, because we are going to get two values of x. Square root of b square minus 4ac, and which is 1. Root of 1 over 2a. A is 1 again. Okay. So solving this gives you minus 5 plus or minus root of 1 is 1 over 2. So we can write the two values of x as first time by considering plus minus 5 plus 1 over 2, and second time by considering minus 5 minus 1 over 2, which on solution gives you minus 4 over 2 and minus 6 over 2. So we get x is equal to minus 3 and minus 2, or you can write minus 2 first, minus 2, and x is equal to minus 3. So these are the x-intercepts. When we write it in the point form, so the value of x is minus 2 and the value of y is 0. So this is 1 point and the second is minus 3, 0. So this is about the x-intercept. Now let's see how do we find the y-intercept. I hope you remember, for y-intercepts what we have to do? We have to set x equal to 0. So let's set x is equal to 0 in the given quadratic equation. So what this gives us? This gives us y equal, we are replacing this all x by 0. So this gives us y equal 0 power 2 plus 5 times 0 plus 6. Okay. So basically the 0 power 2 gives you 0. 5 times 0 gives you 0. So you left with just 6. So y equals 6 is the y-intercept. When we write it in the point form, what we have? The value of x is 0 and the value of y is 6. So this is the y-intercept. So I hope it's clear now.